Chris, you got to love a good Charlie Munger quote. Came across this one recently. Bull markets go to people's heads. If you're a duck on a pond and it's rising due to a downpour, you start going up in the world, but you think it's you, not the pond.
Yeah, I'm starting to see some signs of this. If you look at the 3-year total return, including dividends from the S&P 500, it's 22.62% average annual return. And the reason that's relevant is if you go back to the beginning of the S&P 500 in 1950, the price return, average annual return over that entire, 76-year, almost 77-year period, 8.34%. Okay,
which means on this chart, 5-year, 10-year, and 15-year are all above.
Way above
that,
and 8.34 doesn't include dividends. So right now, the dividend yield on the S&P is 1%. I mean, you add 2 to this, and you're at 10.3. We'll talk more about that in a second. Next chart. Here's a quote from Warren Buffett's professor in school, where he basically talks about he had $400,000, it went to $2.5 million, and came back to $375,000, and it was basically because of hubris. Another way of looking at this is including since the S&P total return came out in the late 80s, 10.98% return, max drawdown 55%. And finally, if you look at a 25-year average annual return number, which goes from August 15th, 01 until now, basically you've got a 9.83% average annual return with dividends. So, why are we bringing this up? Again, up 22.6 on a 3-year. Fine. I mean, obviously we have an artificial intelligence boom going on, and that may continue.
Yeah.
It could continue, absolutely. Yeah. If you go back to the closest comparison, which was the dot-com boom in the late 90s, from 1997 to 1999, the 3-year average annual return from the S&P 500 with dividends was 27.57%. For the next 9 years, from 12/31/99 to 12/31/07, the cumulative return, the total was 14%. Okay,
yeah.
So that's an average annual.
That's not January
of what?
to August of this year. That is
Right.
9 years of return.
Correct.
Right?
An average return of basically 1.5% ish a year. Right. I mean, are we saying it's gonna go down? No.
This is not necessarily around the corner, but do you have a plan for if it were?
And
right.
You have trips around the block. Are you Benjamin Graham with so much hubris that you think you're right and you know better than everyone else? Look, I mean, markets will humble you.